we surveyed 847 women over 50 years old about the parts of a man's body they genuinely observe in men past the age of 60. The third reply on the list even caught me by surprise. Before you guess it is his chest or his shoulders, take a quick second to write a comment mentioning your location. The fourth physical feature on this list is something 91% of men entirely forget about. However, it shows your level of personal maintenance even from a distance, and most men only notice this when it's already too late. I will discuss all 5 areas, why they are significant after 60, and what women are observing. The fifth feature might seem obvious, but the genuine reason behind it will totally change how you view your approach to self-presentation. This is why your physical shape speaks volumes about the type of man you are. Body part number 5 is your posture, essentially how your spinal column remains straight. I know it doesn't sound exactly like a body part, but stay with me because this is something women observe before they even focus on your face. 72% of the women we spoke to stated that a man's posture reveals more about his daily way of life than his general physical fitness. When you are standing in line at a coffee shop, getting out of your vehicle, or simply walking across a parking area, women are subtly observing your total structure. Are your shoulders tilted forward unnecessarily? Is your head sticking out ahead of your chest? Does your whole physique seem to be collapsing inward? Because after 60, posture can worsen very fast. Women fully grasp this natural shift. They are not comparing you to a 25-year-old. Instead, they are asking a completely different question in their minds. Is this man still involved in life, or is he beginning to surrender? That is the message they pick up. It's the difference between being energetic and seeming defeated. I have seen men with incredible physiques, wide shoulders, and clearly defined arms who spend many hours at the gym, but they walk around as though the world has exhausted them. Their head hangs low, their upper back is curved. Their entire manner quietly suggests, I'm worn out and finished. And then there is the ordinary man, maybe a little soft around the midsection, but he stands tall. His chin is level, his chest is open, and he moves as if he still commands the area around him. Which one of these two men do you honestly believe gets a second interested glance? It creates a massive difference in how you are perceived. The quick, natural message women receive is whether you are still fully alive and engaged, or if you have mentally and physically checked out. At 60, 65, or even 70, you don't have the benefit of hiding behind youth anymore. Your physical structure instantly sends a message. The good news is that this is not something you are born with. It is not about your natural height or the shape of your bones. It is about choosing to manage your posture and movement instead of letting them gradually deteriorate over time. Make a deliberate effort to stand upright. Gently pull your shoulders backward and keep your head aligned with your spine. I know it sounds unbelievably easy, but most men fail to understand how strongly this one small modification changes the first impression they make. Next comes something equally important. Your hands are the most sincere body part you possess. Body part number 4 is your hands. And I'm not talking about how large or how strong they are. I mean the general state of your hands, your nails, the quality of your skin, and your fundamental tidiness habits. Women often refer to this as the truthful body part because you can conceal so many other things. You can wear shirts that hide your stomach. You can style your hair to cover thinning patches. You can purchase eyeglasses that enhance your look, but your hands? Most men never consider them, so they reveal everything. After 60, signs of aging become visible on the hands sooner than almost anywhere else. Veins become more prominent. The skin changes its texture. Pigment spots appear. This is all typical and expected. But the real question women have is not whether your hands appear youthful. It is whether you pay attention to minor points or only what you see when looking in the mirror. Looking after your hands takes hardly 60 seconds each week. Trimming and shaping your nails, gently pushing back the cuticles, and basic care. Yet, most men overlook it entirely. I will be totally straightforward with you. I have been on dates where a man's hands were the reason I immediately realized I wouldn't continue seeing him. Not because his hands were rough or tough from work. Working hands can actually be very appealing. Hardened skin earned from lifting weights, constructing things, or doing genuine physical labor sends a strong signal of activity, and that is a very positive indication. But neglected hands, uneven nails, dry, cracked skin, and cuticles that clearly haven't been dealt with in months send a different signal. They show a man who doesn't focus on particulars. And if he ignores something so simple to notice, what else is he choosing to disregard in his life? There is a huge distinction between hands that work hard and are still maintained and hands that are simply abandoned and forgotten without any effort. Here is the part most men misinterpret. Hands that look too perfectly finished can also be a bad sign. If your hands look more flawlessly kept than mine, it signals a different sort of issue. It suggests you might be trying a little too hard, perhaps even seeming desperate. Women can detect desperation very fast. The perfect balance is simple: clean, neatly cut, and correctly maintained. Not fancy, not overdone, just clear proof that you still manage yourself and your look. At your stage in life, experience has taught you that small details matter. Your career taught you that. Your relationships taught you that. So, why disregard something women see every time you offer them a menu, shake their hand, or reach for something? Hands are simply about steady maintenance. Body part number 3 is connected to energy, and a remarkable 84% of the women in our poll rated it far more important than muscle bulk. The neck and jawline show a surprising amount about your physical condition. Body part number 3 is your neck and jawline. Before you think, great, one more thing I can't fix, stop for a moment. This is not about having the sharp jawline you had in your 30s. Women are realistic about growing older. We know exactly what 60, 65, and 70 truly look like. The goal is not perfection. It is visible, ongoing dedication that demonstrates you still take yourself seriously. After 60, fat naturally collects beneath the chin. Skin loses its springiness. The neck muscles gradually weaken. This occurs to everyone, but some men resist it, while others simply allow it to happen, and women can notice the difference from across a room. There is a clear distinction between a jawline that still has shape and one that disappears into the neck, and between a neck that still holds form and one that has nearly vanished. We are not looking for youthfulness. We are looking for signs of self-discipline because your face is the first thing people look at and the thing they look at the longest. Yes, genes play a part. Some men naturally store more fat in their neck area. Some men are born with more defined jawlines, but consistent effort always shows. Your overall body fat percentage matters more here than anywhere else. Drop just 5 lbs and your jawline becomes clearer. Drop 10 and suddenly you have real structure where nothing was before. You do not need visible abdominal muscles. You simply need a neck that hasn't disappeared. Strength training helps significantly, especially big compound movements that use your back muscles. Deadlifts, rowing exercises, and pull-ups if you can perform them safely. These motions strengthen the deeper muscles that support the shape and position of your neck. And the position of your neck connects directly back to body part number 5, your posture. If your head is always pushed forward, your neck practically vanishes. But when you keep your head centered over your spinal column, your jawline becomes visible again. At your age, you have definite benefits younger men don't. You understand what self-control looks like. You've established careers, raised families, and managed long-term duties. Using that same steady effort to improve your neck and jawline is simply applying knowledge you already possess. This process requires time. You need at least 3 to 6 months before real visible change appears, but that time will pass regardless, correct? You might as well choose improvement instead of decline. Let me share a quick instance. Marcus, 67, lost 12 pounds in 4 months and included daily chin tucks and posture work in his routine. He didn't do anything drastic. Within 1 month of reaching his target weight, 3 different women approached him at a large art gathering. His exact words were, "I didn't realize how much I had let myself go until I noticed the improvement." Now, let's discuss something surprisingly important. Your forearms. Body part number 2 is your forearms. Many of you might think, seriously, why forearms? Yes, forearms. They are visible in almost every social setting. Short sleeves are common. People push up their sleeves when reaching for something, paying for something, or opening a door. Women constantly see your forearms, and we understand them in a very specific way. Here's the part men don't anticipate. Most men spend hours in the gym performing curls and pressing exercises, developing the upper arms and shoulders, which actually rank fourth and fifth on this list. Meanwhile, the forearms are overlooked and forgotten. That way of thinking is completely wrong. Women are not examining your forearms for mere attractiveness. We are looking for evidence of capability. Strong forearms signal effectiveness, real-world utility, and competence. Can you lift something weighty without difficulty? Can you mend something broken? Can you handle physical tasks with certainty? This is a fundamental instinct we seek. It represents practical strength, and it shows more in your lower arms than anywhere else. The usual error is depending on isolated gym exercises like wrist curls. They seem helpful but miss the actual point. Do you know what truly develops impressive forearms? Using your hands regularly in real tasks, carrying heavy grocery bags, doing yard work, farmers' walks, or simply hanging from a pull-up bar for as long as possible. Genuine practical tasks that demand steady grip strength are what really build your forearms. And the great thing is that after 60, your forearms respond better to exercise than almost any other body part. You're not fighting the major hormone decreases that affect chest or upper arm training. Grip strength relies mostly on nerves and muscles, and both can be improved well into your 70s and beyond. Visible veins also matter. Not the massive bodybuilder ones, but normal, clear vein definition. It instantly suggests energy, circulation, and robust health. Women notice this right away. To be truthful, I have been more attracted to a man's forearms than his face more than once. There is something profoundly appealing about competent, active hands connected to firm, defined forearms. It doesn't follow strict logic. It's not a list of checks, it's a powerful, innate reaction. And here's the part that surprises most men. Achieving this look requires zero special gym sessions. If you approach it correctly, pick up genuinely heavy items, carry them further, use your hands for real activities instead of scrolling your phone, your forearms will naturally grow stronger and more defined. But most men obsess over the large muscles they only see when looking in the mirror: chest, abs, biceps. Meanwhile, they neglect the body parts women actually observe in daily life. Women look at the parts that indicate usefulness, capability, and involvement. Forearms communicate all of that without you saying a single word. But body part number one is the feature that most clearly shows self-respect, and it is also the simplest thing to spoil or overlook without realizing it. Your eyes and your overall expression are the true reflection of self-respect. This is the moment to stop reducing your presence and stop taking on a smaller role in life. You have the smarts, the insight, and the life history. Now is the time to give yourself the respect you have absolutely earned. From this moment forward, everything starts with your eyes and the way you express yourself. Your eyes are not just tools for viewing the world. They are the instruments that show the world who you are. They display seriousness, purpose, and inner power. Here is the reality you must grasp. You can start this shift right now by changing how you think about yourself. Begin by taking charge of your physical presence. Stand taller, walk with clear intention, move like a man who understands where he is going. This quiet assurance spreads throughout your entire body and becomes part of how people experience you. When you walk into a space, you are not simply entering quietly, you are sending a clear announcement. I am present, and I have something valuable to contribute. Now let's be truthful about the difficult element. You might be thinking, I'm too old to begin this now. That idea is completely wrong. You are actually the perfect age to start. You have lived long enough to know what matters and what does not. You have earned your spot in this world, and at 60, 65, or 70, you are not competing with others your age. Many of them have already stopped trying, but not you. This is your opportunity to rise above the usual. Don't let yourself get stuck by overthinking the steps. Your biggest challenge is not your age, it's self-doubt. Get rid of that doubt right away. Commit to taking some form of action. You don't need to change your whole life right away. Start small. Stay focused on the moment. Smile more genuinely. Keep your head level and raise it up. This is about demonstrating to the world, and most importantly, showing yourself, that you still have so much to offer. Remember this clearly. You carry experience most people lack. You have lived fully, learned constantly, and overcome major struggles. So instead of concentrating on the past, direct all your attention toward the present moment. What lies ahead of you is what truly matters now. Here is the core message you must keep with you. Your eyes and the look behind them reveal your self-respect. Own this entirely. Move through life with deliberate intention. Do not postpone this change. Begin now. Earlier, I mentioned that 85% of men your age have already stopped improving. Now you understand why you are different. You are exactly where you need to be. It is not too late. In fact, this might be the ideal period in your life to take firm control of your future. We've discussed shifting your attitude, understanding yourself more deeply, and improving how you move through the world. You've learned that confidence is not about being flawless. It is about showing up with purpose and taking your proper space. And we've made it clear that age is not the obstacle. Starting is. You might be in your 60s, 65, or 70 plus. But that is not a limitation. It is a powerful benefit. You carry decades of knowledge and wisdom that younger men do not possess. You've endured hardship and emerged wiser. Now it's time to use that strength for the next significant chapter of your life. This is where you create meaningful, lasting improvement for yourself. If you are serious about getting better, subscribe to this channel. This resource is completely focused on giving you practical methods to keep moving forward and avoid standing still. I upload new videos every week with information to help you stay sharp and fully in command of your life. Click the notification symbol so you never miss one. And always recall this truth: age is just a number. Discipline is what remains forever. You've already taken the first moves by focusing on your posture, hands, jawline, forearms, and expression. These are the external signs that show your inner confidence. But women don't stop at physical looks. They pay attention to something deeper. That next element, number 6, separates men who accept defeat due to age from men who use age as a source of strength. It's subtle. It's mostly about behavior, and you can change it instantly. The sixth factor is your voice, your rhythm of speech, and your loudness. Women often call it the command signal. It doesn't matter how good your posture is or how well your hands are kept if your voice is too quiet, shaky, or trails off at the end of each sentence. After 60, many men begin speaking softly, too quickly, or failing to pronounce their words clearly. This is usually not physical decline. It's a long-developed pattern of stepping back or giving up. It immediately signals uncertainty, lack of confidence, or even the belief that your words are not worth attention. Women notice this right away. They are not seeking a loud or aggressive tone. They want presence. They want a voice that sounds stable and secure, a voice that fills the space naturally without yelling. Think about the men you respect, the leaders, the ones who run meetings with assurance, the men who seem naturally comfortable with who they are. Their voices share a certain deep quality. They speak clearly.